Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is Jim Ward. Jim founded BrainSell in 1994 with a goal of providing businesses with the insights and tools needed to thrive. Even in challenging economies, Jim has spent more than 27 years helping businesses apply innovative sales and marketing techniques to improve their performance. Since then, Jim has built BrainSell into a dynamic growth enablement company, helping companies grow and scale. Welcome back to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Jim Ward.
Thanks, Ed. Nice to be back. I'm glad you had me back.
Yeah, I'm always glad to have what I call recidivist guests back.
Thanks. Thanks for the big word, looking it up now.
Yeah. What I want to talk to you about, though, today is something that's right in your bio, which is this notion of your shift toward becoming a growth enablement company. First of all, what is a growth enablement company? What does that mean to you?
So what it means to me is something I think that has been evolutionary for us, by the way. It means that we focus on outcomes. We focus on helping companies literally grow and scale through our expertise over 27 years and hundreds of years of folks who are in the company's experience with technologies. And so we have developed a growth enablement sort of process to apply to customers to literally help them grow and scale, and almost more importantly, scale. That's my feeling, is scale is the most important part of this. And what I mean by that is if you have a company that's growing in revenues, which is terrific, but is always maintaining the same percentage of EBITDA or same percentage net profit, then perhaps you're growing just for growth's sake. That doesn't mean your profit's not climbing. It is. But if you could grow and double your EBITDA or double your percentage of net profit, which would provide you more dollars for reinvestment and growth, particularly in a bootstrap company, wouldn't that be better? So I shouldn't even let you answer. I'm sure you'd feel as though it would be better. But so we try to use and we apply technologies, but we start with people and process first. You just can't slap technology on hoping that you're going to grow and scale.
Sure. It's funny you bring that up because one of the things that I've talked to a lot of folks about previously is growth for the sake of growth's sake is the ideology of a cancer cell, not a sustainable business. And you can certainly jump in. I can help somebody double their revenue in a year. I'll put them out of business doing it,
right?
But they'll double their revenue. So
right.
I think your focus on this notion of growing but scaling as well, and scaling tying in obviously the profit side of things is clearly important.
Yeah, it is. It's super important, and it has been for us. So what we try to do is, because we're a bootstrap company, and we've grown the company consistently over those 27 years, and we've hit a big milestone this year, just shy of 10 million. Again, through complete bootstrapping. We're a very transparent company too, so I don't hesitate to answer questions on how we've grown or what we've done. And through all of this, the 4-year evolution for us was, and of course, me going back with CRM, right? CRM is a really hard tool to get people to adopt, sometimes has significant failure rates. And it was always driving me crazy to not be able to see these outcomes that we would anticipate from customers. So we finally are at a point, not just through experience, but also through tech stacks, new technologies that sit on top of other systems of record, may that be CRM or even ERP, right? So things that allow you to do more, augment the human through perhaps AI assistance that use ML, machine learning, NLP, natural language processing. Those are the things that are reality today. And I can truly augment humans and start to benchmark growth and scale.
And what was the pivot point for you? What I love about your story is that you are really the first company that you did this process with, right? And now you're taking it out to others. But what was the inflection point that made you pivot from CRM to growth enablement?
It's a great question. I think it was it's never one straw that breaks the camel's back. So there's a multi-point reason for this. One, again, the constant chasing, continuous improvement of trying to find ways to help companies grow. Then we're a big book reading company. So we read Traction by Gino Wickman. We put the entrepreneurial operating system in place here, which is, everything is a scorecard. Numbers don't lie. Predictive data. And that was a very important part of the evolution. Then we read Selling with a Noble Purpose. Selling with a Noble Purpose talks about how we're really going to help companies become better by doing business with us, so that our proposals, even right down to the proposal, it's not about selling software or we're going to charge you for the implementation by X, whether it's value pricing or hourly. It's about what's the outcome? Why buy it? Right? So when we started to really think about that as a leadership team here, we really thought about how we needed to change, right? It was the evolution of change. And quite honestly, I also see that it's you've talked about, if you read books like, the Blue Ocean, I think is one of the, you got to look for blue oceans. And where we sit I think all resellers sit, that's a red ocean. It's just, sharks tearing up the water, competing on price. It's not where I want to be. And so really focusing on outcomes for clients, I think, is the blue ocean for us.
And what was one of the challenges that you faced? Was it something internally? Were there any folks, say, inside your organization who couldn't make that shift?
The answer is probably yes, because along the way, certain people left the organization. And part of that was about the EOS system, entrepreneurial operating system, that has the concept of right body, right seat, wrong body, right seat, and determining whether you had seats left or right seats for those the wrong body, right seat. We had an evolution of people who didn't understand how we were evolving, or perhaps couldn't even adapt. And so they did leave, typically on their own. And the new team, and we have processes through EOS on hiring. So the hiring process alone has brought in the right people to do what we want to do with our culture. Culture is big here. And with our objectives over a 5-year plan, we've inserted just terrific people that accomplish that.
And Jim, as you know, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Sure. The last time I was on, I answered the question with the same answer I'm going to give today. My father's my hero. My father's no longer with us. He passed away 29 years ago, but he's the guy that got me on the road of where I am today. Without him, I would have quit college. I would have gotten married. I would have been divorced by now, I'm sure. And he got me on the right road with the right business school. I was interested in business. He gave me all the reasons what for, and I listened to him. And then I look back at all the other lessons he provided me, like, understanding the human that you're talking to. He would always sit and understand and talk to every salesperson. He always said, you never know what you're going to learn from a salesperson. And he would treat them very nicely and have a great conversation with them. I'm always thinking back then when I was brash, probably a little brash still, but when I was brash, I think, come on, let's get to it. Right. So all these little lessons that I think back on provide him as my hero. He was also my best man at my wedding.
And lastly, Jim, how can somebody contact you?
People can contact me multiple ways. They can contact me via LinkedIn. You'll find me on LinkedIn. I don't even know what my LinkedIn. If you need that, you'll find.
We'll put a link in the description.
Sure. They can call me here at 978-887-3870. My extension is 201. Or they can email me at jward, WARD, at BrainSell, BRAIN, like in your head, S as in Sam, ELL.net.
All right. Jim Ward, founder of BrainSell, thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Advice Podcast.
Thanks, Ed. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.